Yeah, good evening. Namaste, Sat Shri Akal.
Namaste. Welcome. How are you feeling?
So good to
Yeah,
see
thank you so much. Yeah, now I'm recovering well, feeling
you. Good,
very well.
good.
And yesterday we were talking that the virus was so kind to me, maybe with the grace of the God, that I didn't have any problem during my uh, journey through the COVID, but I recovered well, feeling very good. Sometimes some weakness, but definitely will recover that also.
Yes.
I am
Do
so
you
happy.
wonder?
Maybe it's from all the watermelon we were eating the last.
Yeah, maybe. But do you think
Yeah,
that there may have been some internal organ damage that you can't perceive right now? You can't feel it, but it may have happened. Do you worry about that? Because I know I would.
yes, Jim, what happens if you talk about the COVID? Yes, COVID had certain type of the symptoms. Some have the mild symptoms, the moderate symptoms, and the severe symptoms. And there is no enough data to support that. But yes, if you have a severe symptoms or a moderate symptoms, then definitely in the long run, you may have some changes in your organs. And the most vulnerable organ is the lungs. There may be the scarring of the lung can stay a very long time after recovery. But with the grace of the God, I had very mild symptoms,
Good.
and I don't think there is any problem because I'm doing everything now. Even during my isolation, my quarantine, I was doing my all activities, my physical activities. I was doing everything, and with the grace of the God, I don't think I had any type of the problem during this period because I was having a lot of prayers and wishes from all of you, from IBM TV, from my all friends, from society. I think everybody, my all the patients, they were praying for me.
I was
So
I,
when
I
we have,
prayed for you too. I lit
yeah,
my candle every day. So
yeah, thank
So
you.
you
So
have healing
yeah,
energy around.
when you have these much of the blessings, I don't think the COVID can harm you.
that is good. Maybe the blessings are a shield. And
Yeah, yeah,
spiritually, you were shielded as well. But I also think you have good, healthy habits that you've been
That's
teaching us.
true.
And those
yeah, yeah,
healthy habits probably were good preventive measures all along because you've taught us so many good things, like
yeah, yeah.
better eating habits to reduce the obesity, healthy eating habits, eating fruits, eating vegetables, and I think these things protected you. I think your life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So now I have a lot of experience within this whole month. I think I was quarantined for around 3 weeks, and after 3 weeks, I got my test negative. And during this month, I would like to say that I have experience of treating COVID patient as well as a doctor also. I had experience as a patient also, and now I have experience of as a COVID survivor. You can say, and maybe in near future, 1 or 3 or 4 days, I would be having experience of plasma donor. So, within 1 month, lot of experience is there. Some were
Yes.
very good experience, and some were very bad experience also. You know,
Yes.
the COVID cannot harm you. Yeah, let me tell you, the COVID will not harm you. Who is
I
going
put
to harm
basil in
is
my
your
water
own.
every day now. I put
Yeah,
basil
that's
in my
good.
water. Yes.
Yeah, basil is very good. So
Hey,
that is why I would like to comment upon over here that we were always talking about the PPE, 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 PPE is going to save you. But I don't think that you are 100% secure for not having the COVID infection. Having a COVID infection is not in our control because I was treating a lot of patients. Being a healthcare provider, being a doctor, I was more vulnerable to have a COVID infection, and so my lot of patients as well. They were also having the same type of the problem, right? But what we can do, at least we can decrease the impact of the COVID.
yeah.
Yes.
At least when you are infected with the COVID, the impact of the COVID should not be that much severe. So for that, I don't think PPE is important. It is the PPI which is important, that the personal protective immunity. So if you have a personal protective immunity, PPI think you can always defeat the COVID, right? That
Yeah.
happened with me also. I was preparing my body since January, you all know, with the
Yes.
healthy dieting, healthy habits, good practices, and good exercise, physical activity, everything I was doing.
Uh-oh.
And I think with all those things, all those good
The volume's
practices,
down. The volume's
I-
down. Can you speak up?
just hold on.
Tell it
It's
to the hand.
very important. I want to hear this.
Yeah, me too.
There you go.
All right, let's hear you talk.
Yeah. So with the help of all those practices, I think I able to make my body to fight against the COVID-19 and really helped me. I had only mild symptoms, maybe because of which I prepared. I prepared my body according to the COVID. So my message would be: at least you should prepare your body. If something happens wrong, or maybe the COVID comes, then you can fight against the COVID very nicely.
Did you have any symptoms that you recognized as COVID?
I'm not able to.
I can't. We're having problems in Kit. I'm gonna dive out. I bet it's me.
No,
If-
I hope it isn't you.
Maybe he will join back again, and I think the problem will
Okay.
be solved.
Okay.
You know what a beautiful story, but I think he's right. I think the as blessed as he was to have a mild, what he calls a mild, I think it was his own immune system, that his own habits that saved him. There you
I
go.
agree.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming back.
Yeah, I think you're probably logging off and back on seems to cure a lot of diseases of the virus, the computer type.
So,
Yeah.
Doctor, y'all been doing a lot of COVID testing where y'all are? Because I know that's what they're asking a lot of people to do here. Is that after somebody going through, they're trying to get everybody to do the contact tracing and stuff like that. So I'm actually curious as to how the rest of the world is handling in terms of what they call flattening the curve here. But are y'all doing a lot of contact tracing in other parts of the world as well? Because I was just curious about that. Because I heard a figure recently, which actually shocked me, and it probably shocked a lot of folks, which they say that 75% of the world's population at some point or another will come down with COVID.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. I mean, the number of the COVID patients, they depends on the testing, and if you can do the contact tracing very nicely, and if you can contain all those clusters, I think you can win over the COVID-19. And I would like to add on.
You'd like to add on?
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
I would like to. Yeah, please.
No, please go ahead.
Yeah, you would
I
like
think
to add
my mic
on?
is not working.
You're fine.
My mic is not working over here.
No, we can hear you, sir. We can hear you.
We can hear you.
So here I would like to that. I mean, we should not be waiting to speak. Speak is not on the national level. Speak. You have seen that in New York there was speak, but now
It's not working. It's not working.
Yeah, too staticky now. Can't hear them. Right, too static. So hopefully
Okay.
he'll drop back.
You know, I
in,
went from
drop
systems
back out. I would
programmer.
like to hear more about what he's got to say.
Yeah.
Very
There is some
fascinating
kind of
stuff.
a drum music coming from someone's system.
I hear some rebound.
Music is going on
What
here.
we call rebound. I'm gonna just mute people one at a time. All right, everybody say something.
Hello, something,
All right, no rebound. So
something.
all right, let's talk now. Everybody talk.
Okay, I'm talking.
Good.
I'm talking.
So, Jim, while we're waiting for him to come back on a lighter note, I've come up with a
Yeah.
solution. Since you got the borders thing going on, I've decided that what you should do, Jim, is challenge all the politicians and the world leaders to a game of chess. So I've decided to throw without boundaries. We just need you to challenge all the world leaders to a game of chess, beat them, and then all the problems are solved. So
I'm worried about Putin, though.
You're worried about because I know you can take Trump. You can take Trump with no problem. You got him.
Yeah, oh, no problem. I would play Trump blindfolded. Just call out the moves, I'll beat him. But Putin, I'm not so sure.
I wouldn't play Trump blindfolded. He might cheat.
So, Jim, are there any other world leaders that you're concerned about? I mean, like, are there any other world leaders I've heard that the person that runs Australia is real dangerous, so they might beat you.
So let's
Hey,
finish here.
I'm always like this when it comes to chess.
Right. Let's find out what Dr. Saggu was trying to tell us, because he's made a special effort, and this is his day, his hour. And I want to hear more, because this is what we need to know. This is information we need to know. So, Dr. Saggu, have at it. Tell us more about your experience.
Yeah, my experience. Yes, my experience, somewhere it is good and somewhere it is bad. My experience about the virus is not bad. The virus was so kind to me, and I didn't have any problem. But yes, the being a COVID patient, I think it is a big social stigma, and the thing which I faced a lot, even from my society, also from other people. I mean, the people who was coming to me for advice, and after knowing that I'm COVID positive, I mean, they were scared of me. I don't know why they were scared of me. And when the doctor knows that you are COVID positive, and the doctor is going to treat you, he is going to take care of you, and you are not taking care of your own people who has been treating you for a long time. Everybody was scared of the person who was treating all of you before, and suddenly he became like a ghost. So that social stigma with the COVID-19 should not be there. If somebody is going to contract the COVID-19, if I contracted the COVID-19, it may be because of my patients. When I was serving my patients, I treated almost 200, more than 200 patients, COVID-19 patients, before I contracted this COVID-19. So when I was taking care of the people, why not when I was suffering from the COVID-19? Why the people are not coming to me? Why they are not taking care of me? Why? I mean, here I would like to, talk about our government, our officials, our authorities also. They were just behind me to just collect the data, because I was, the one number of their data. They want to show that they helped me to recover from this COVID-19. Every day I was getting a lot of calls from the authorities and from the governments. They were not helping in the treatment of the COVID-19, but they were just behind me to take the data, because they want to show at the national level that we have recovered so much of patients, we have these much of the patients. So I think that type of the thing should not be there. There should not be any type of social stigma. There should not be any, you can say, any differentiation. There should not be any partiality regarding that. And if somebody is going to contract this COVID-19 or any type of the illness, we should always come forward to help all those people who are suffering from this. When my experience is like this, being a healthcare worker, and what is the condition of poor people, I can understand. So we should not be, the scared of the people who is going to get this illness. We should be fight against the illness, not the patient, because there is, I don't see any fault of any patient who is going to contract the COVID-19. So my message, I would like to send this message, that please help all those people who are suffering. We should understand that they are suffering, and in what capacity we can help them, at least we should come forward and help them. This is not only for the data collection, we should take care of the health.
You know what I've
Dr.
noticed?
Saggu, I would like to know that what kind of
There's not
what
enough.
kind of suggestions and advices you got from your patients during
Sorry?
the COVID?
Sorry?
Did you get any advices from your patients and from your well-wishers during this time, which you were
No,
never?
yes, I got lot of advices.
It's the other way around basically, but now people would
Yeah.
like to advise you.
Yeah. Some was giving some were giving me advice for the homeopathic medicine, that they have discovered homeopathic medicine. Please take this medicine. This will help you to the fight against COVID. Some they were bringing some Ayurvedic medicine, some kada, some hot drinks. Here my message would be, don't take all these things. No kada is going to help you. Even the people are taking lot of hot drinks. They were not taking anything before. If you are not taking anything before, and suddenly you start taking all those hot drinks, they are going to spoil your throat from inside. Today also I saw two patients. They were taking kada. I mean, they were not COVID positive. Even they were taking a lot of hot drinks, and they have swollen their throat. Their urine is burning. I mean, this type of the hot drinks, they are not digestible. If you are adaptive, you are already adapted to all these things, then you can take. Otherwise, suddenly, please don't start. COVID will not give you anything bad. If you are strong from inside, you can fight very easily with this COVID-19. Please be strong, be positive during this period. That is very important.
Is there anything in particular that comforted you the most, food wise, drink wise, anything that, because you said you kept active, and I think truly because your body was already disciplined in healthy ways,
Yeah.
but was there anything in particular that made you feel better?
Yeah, not even a single tablet I add on when I got positive result. I was taking the same medicine, same vitamin B12, B6, B1, vitamin C, vitamin D3, and calcium. Same thing I was taking. Extra which I took, that was some antibiotic, that is azithromycin, for 5 days. Nothing else is working. Just it's a symptomatic treatment. And
Just
trust me, trust me, you continue with the same vitamins and same things. That is more than enough. No matter you are taking ivermectin, no matter you are taking any decemivir, don't take any type of antiviral. No antiviral is working in this COVID-19. Working is only your immunity, your defense system, your positivity, your mental stability. If you have all these things, I think you can very well you can fight against this COVID.
I think that that's the attitude to take, and fortunately now we have someone who has that experience as a
Yeah,
patient and a doctor,
yeah,
and I
yeah,
think that's what makes it different now, and you sound so more confident now when you talk about it, whereas before
yeah,
I think when you said things you were doing them because you felt like they were for the best, but now you're saying things because you know. And
yeah,
I agree with you. I don't think the PPE will prevent it.
yeah,
I think that it is a means to prevent a mass spread of it so that we can
yeah,
control it. I never said it was meant to prevent. I was always told, felt like it was for me not to maybe spread it to somebody who is weak if I'm in their presence, but also not to mass spread it. That's all we're trying to do is
I, yeah. I was taking all type of preventive measures. I was doing each and every examination of patient in full PPE. I did my surgeries in full PPE. There was no compromise when we are talking about the preventive measures a healthcare worker should take. I was taking everything.
exactly.
Even then I contracted, and not only me, my lot of healthcare friends, my lot of doctor friends, my orthopedicians, my anesthetists, everybody got COVID-19 and they recovered well. They recovered well. So there is no matter, are you going to contract with the COVID? Are you be infected with the COVID? Just do exercises, do some yoga practices, have a healthy diet, take a lot of liquids. If you start taking all these things and start preparing your body, I don't think there would be any problem. Doesn't matter you are COVID-19 positive or negative. This is the practice for everybody who has not contracted or who has contracted. Even after I got the test was negative, I'm following all type of the practices, the same vitamins, same exercises. These are the wonderful things in this you can say the COVID crisis.
Well,
And
Dr.
sir,
Saggu,
what kind of precautions you took with your family because you and ma'am both were COVID positive, and the kids
Yeah, yeah.
were. So how you make sure that the kids are secure and how you maintain that
Exactly.
physical distancing at home?
Ankit, if we talk about my history and my journey of the COVID-19, on 14th of June or 15th of June, night between 14 and 15, my wife developed fever, right? So we isolated her in one room,
Okay.
and we were isolated. Since then, we were isolated in 4 rooms. I have two twin daughters, and me and my wife. My parents are staying away from me in some other state in Rajasthan. So we four were isolated in 4 rooms. But after 2 days, I could not see the suffering of my wife. So I decided, doesn't matter if I will be positive or negative. Let me help her. So
Okay.
then we were isolated in both of us in the single room then, and after 2 days we got the test done. We both of us we were positive. We didn't get the test done for my daughters. They were isolated also, and I would like to give credit to my daughters also, because at that time nobody was there and they were preparing food for us, and they were providing us all. They were serving us the food in our room. But after
That's
5 days, yeah, after 5 days, then we decided at least we should expose our daughters also, because this is the time when when both of them they can recover well, because we are in the same pace. So if after this, because I mean, in the future, any times they are going to be exposed to COVID-19, and they must be suffering from that. So why not now? Because we are suffering all. So then we decided to stay together, all of four, and they also developed some symptoms, some sore throat, but we didn't get the test done. I think they were also positive, and everything came out very nicely after 22 days.
So did
Awesome.
you get did you get the test done for daughters now, or I mean, still you didn't get the test
No,
done?
we got the rapid antigen test now for all, and all are negative.
All are negative.
Yes.
What
That
ways
that
would you suggest that people actually help community members, no matter where they are in the world, that have
Yeah.
COVID? Because I know a lot of times when people have diseases in the past, the community would try to rally around them and try to come and help them, whether that's with food or whether that's with whatever. But because of COVID being a contagious disease, a lot of organizations aren't doing as much. So, just in your way, in your thinking, what ways do you think people can help folks that are impacted by the COVID disease, uh, other than trying to not catch the disease themselves? But what ways can the greater world community in the different states and countries help their their fellow citizens?
Yeah.
Dr. Saggu, while we think about that, was going to mention that Sasha had a guest on his show who had COVID, and she was treating herself and having marvelous response from drinking what she called golden milk, which is essentially turmeric. So, do you think that turmeric should be part of a person's daily diet?
Yes, yes. Because I started turmeric in January, and I took this turmeric milk since last. I'm taking since, you can say, 3 4 months, and this is a wonderful herb. Turmeric is a wonderful herb. If you can combine the turmeric with the milk, and along with that you can put some garlic also. I used to put 2 cloves of the garlic, and still I'm taking, even today also I took the same. So I would be continuing this for 1 year, because this has helped me for my sinusitis also, for my other illnesses also.
Yes.
I mean, it works wonderful. Milk with turmeric with the garlic is a wonderful combination.
Okay, I'm going to write that down too, because I don't use garlic.
While you were having the COVID-19 and you were staying at home isolated, what gives you strength to come out of it, and what kind of thoughts you had in your mind, and what were the concerns that once you get to normal, what are the concerns? Because people who are at COVID or who had that experience, they still are vulnerable that maybe something can change their body now.
Very important thing, Ankit, is that when you are in isolation and you are already tested positive, and you are a COVID patient, I think the most important thing is how to catch hold your brain, how you have a control on your brain. That is very important. If you will keep catching your brain, keep holding your brain with the positive thoughts, that would be wonderful. So being a positive, remain positive is very important. If you have a even a single negative thought, you know, that was the reason when I went to my wife's room. That was the only reason, that there should not be any single negative thought, because one single negative thought will take you to a lot of problems, because you are already suffering with COVID-19. So it is very important to keep yourself positive. Your thoughts has to be very well controlled by you. You can divert your mind doing a lot of stress busting activities, like you can do yoga also. I was doing yoga daily, I was doing meditation. I was doing gurbani recitation daily, because in the six we always, yeah. Sasha,
And
yes,
thinking
thank
pro
you.
healthy. Yes.
So if you are doing your worships, your God worship prayers every day, I think then you can uh, divert your mind. And being in the prayer is very important. That keeps you positive and keeps you strength to fight against any type of the illness.
Sasha and I play chess every day, so maybe
Yeah.
that helps us.
Strengthen the mind. But I think you hit the nail on the head, Dr. Sagoo, that these are habits that are not just to prevent COVID or to help get you through COVID, but for any disease. Like you keep telling us, let's reduce the obesity rates, let's reduce these other things. Now, I think that was very interesting to hear you talk about how because we do this in chickenpox, right? When one person gets it, we just go ahead and say, let's get them all. And I thought that was brilliant. Now that you have been through COVID, and there's some more understandings of it, and we've talked about this in the past, is there use of a recovered person's plasma? Is that true, or is that if I get COVID and I recover, should I donate my plasma and things like that?
Yes, the plasma therapy is I mean, there are now some studies are there, but there is no enough data to support that plasma is going to help you. But you can say this is some part of your management strategy. This is some add-on strategy for your management. And the plasma is being given only in the severe complicated patient who are in ICU intensive care and they are on ventilators.
Okay.
Because when you recovered from the COVID-19, it means your everything is related to your immunity, your body, your defense system. So when you're recovered from the COVID-19, it means you develop some sort of better defense system than the others who are suffering with the severe complications. It
Right.
means you have a lot of good antibodies, and it has been tested that on day 14, uh, I mean, in day 18, the antibodies starts forming in the blood with the COVID patients, and on day 14, the antibodies which are present in the plasma of the patient is IgM. On day 28, it is an IgG. So once you see IgG in your blood, it means you are fully recovered from COVID-19 and you have enough antibodies in your plasma. Then you can donate this plasma to some needy people who are suffering from severe complication of COVID-19. Because during the severe complication of the COVID-19 patients who are on ventilator and ICU, there is no other option other than that somebody give you some good antibodies so that those antibody can fight against the coronavirus. So this is an add-on strategy of your management, and definitely in some areas of maybe in India also it is being successful. And I would also be now donating my plasma so that at least I should help all those people who are suffering with the severe complications.
Well, Dr. Sagoo, I'll tell you a little bit about the problem we have in the West with this, because this is a novel virus, and
Yeah.
the studies take time, and the peer review takes time. So we do not have the scientific backing for this plasma theory. So it is not
Yeah.
trusted in the West. And
Yeah.
but what you're saying is, in the last ditch effort, why not try it? If someone is going to die.
Watermelon.
Yeah.
You don't mind already.
Yeah.
That's the cure. I'm going to tell you right now. We're going to find out watermelon is the preventive cure.
Yeah.
I think it's hot fudge sundaes myself.
I ate enough chocolate that nobody should ever have COVID. But dark chocolate, that is.
These are the things who are going to help you. Lot of water with lot of fibers.
And
It makes your it makes you
to make the water room temperature, not hot.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That is very good.
And actually, everybody on the panel. I sometimes
you-
wonder, are
yeah,
we
Jim,
worrying too much about the COVID? Because I know every time I turn around, somebody is telling me that they're afraid that they've got the COVID because they might have a simple cold or they might have this or that. But because it's always constantly in the news, and I'm not knocking the fact that it's definitely a pandemic and that everything is going on and that we're in a definite situation. But I also wonder, when we think about positive thought, if some of society isn't wearing themselves too hard about it and too busy concentrating on the negative, thinking they've got it before they've even had a sign of having it. Because I've run into several of my friends that, they'll be driving down. I've got a friend that does delivery, and in the middle of her delivery, she's like, suffering from a little bit of slight sniffles, and she's like, "Oh, I think I might have the COVID." And I'm like, "Wait a minute, what gave you that idea?" So I wonder if sometimes the society and all that's going on in the world doesn't have us overly worrying about it. I was just wondering what folks' thoughts are on that, because I do agree positive thought is gets us to a lot.
Oops, you're muted, Dr. Saggu. There you go.
Yeah, sorry. Can you repeat your question, please?
I think what he's
Can you repeat your
asking is are people overreacting about every symptom they have with a cold or cough? And do we, in this overreaction, what can we do to prevent another pandemic of overreaction?
Right. Exactly, Kim.
Yeah.
Twitter version.
Because if you will be looking at the data of your country, if you would be going according to the lot of news, which is, I would not say it's a news, it's a rumors. If you will be listening the rumors every day, then you would be overreacting every day. So I would like to say here that, because this is you who is going to fight against this novel virus. So this is your responsibility. It is not Trump's responsibility. It is not a Modi's responsibility. It is not your government's responsibility, because everybody is irresponsible. Whether it is the government of America, whether it is the government of India, they are irresponsible. They are not fulfilling their responsibilities. So this is your body, and you have to take care. You have to prepare your body, and at least we should spread some sort of awareness that there should not be any overreaction because of the COVID-19. Because a lot of people, 80% of people, they are having mild symptoms, and 15% they are having the moderate symptoms, and only 5% they have the severe symptoms. That all because you are not keeping all the comorbid conditions under control. So we need to focus only on two categories of the people. That is, one is the senior citizen, another is the people with the comorbid condition. If the people with the comorbid condition, they can control their primary disease very well, and then they follow each and every preventive measures regarding this COVID-19. If they will contract this COVID-19, I don't think there would be any problem. Number two, if we are going to seek help from the hospital, then I would say that you are going to harm your body. So since you are at your home quarantine, managing everything with your healthcare worker, because I'm a doctor, I'm a healthcare worker, I can manage myself, my family. But I was also managing around more than 200 people on phone call because they were under home quarantine. So when you are under home quarantine, the chances of recovery is more as compared to when you are admitted in the hospital. Don't rush to the hospital. Take care of you, and please don't overreact. And whoever is reacting, let them make aware regarding this COVID-19. This is not a dreaded virus if you take care of yourself.
That is very good advice. And you know what? We go back to something that you taught us even 2 months ago, and I think you would still say this: stay at home and use the phone. Just call your doctor and say, "This is how I'm feeling." And if he says go get tested, they've got testing centers in the U.S. I don't know about anywhere else, but they've set up testing centers everywhere. Some cost money, some don't. But you stay at home, use the phone. Your doctors are there. The Minute Clinic will talk to you. There are I think if you call the CDC, there is a place there that will take your call if you don't have a physician. Right, Dr. Saggu? Stay at home, use the phone.
Stay home. That's true. That's true.
And eat good fruits and vegetables and exercise. Even if you don't have a lot of energy, because I'm told by people who have had this, they have a lot of fatigue. try to get that blood moving, keep that nitric oxide pumping to the organs, and keep your body moving as much as you can. I mean, I would think that you stayed active, right, Dr. Sagoo?
Yeah.
And yoga, do
Yoga.
something like yoga.
Yeah, he said yoga.
Well,
I would
because that pumps the blood. Yoga gets oxygen to
Yeah.
the parts of the organs that because you're breathing in deep. And something else I learned yesterday from somebody who was learning from researchers is that when the lungs expand, the COVID can't connect to it; that it slides off. So, and I've envisioned that when you expand them like that, that you pop it off too if they did connect. They said that they've just learned this in research to keep breathing deep, keep breathing real deep, and everything. So, what are your thoughts on that, Dr. Sagoo, about breathing deep?
So you're talking about any.
Yes, Dr. Saggu.
Actually, my earphone is not working well. The voice is not coming. It's crackling.
Right, I'm hearing the same. I'm hearing a vibration.
Yeah,
So
there's a vibration going on. I am hearing a vibration.
Hold on one
Yeah,
second.
yeah. There is some problem with my AirPods. I think I'm not listening well today.
there's a vibration going on somewhere. Maybe that's causing it. But anyway, one of the things I'd like to, just make sure that people know is that you had mentioned, yoga and deep breathing, and they keep saying this is very important, and you feel it very important as well.
So whatever is good for your immunity, whatever is good to boost your immunity is good for this. Again, you mentioned about the yogurt also. Yogurt, lot of probiotics is there. This is going to increase your digestive system immunity. That is very good. Deep breathing exercise is very important for this COVID-19 because the main target organ for the COVID-19 is your lungs, your respiratory system. So at least you should be keeping your lungs inflated. Your lungs has to be inflated because when you do the deep breathing, it means you are opening up the bottom of your lungs. The bottom of the lungs, they are the most vulnerable area for any type of infection, whether it is a bacterial, whether it is a viral, whether it is the COVID-19, because these are the most dependent part, and the fluid collection is also there in the bottom of your lungs. So at least you should be fully inflating like balloon. When we inflate the balloon, inflate it nicely so that every part of the balloon should be distended. So take your lungs as a balloon. So you have to inflate every part of the lung. So no part of the lung should be collapsed. When the lung would be collapsed, the chances of fluid collection is more, chances of infection is more.
Okay. That sounds awesome. I mean, that's something I've been doing a lot more of since we started in March, breathing in deep and practices of this. I have come down with something. I don't think it's COVID. I have been suggested that I go get tested, so I'm waiting to go get tested. But I think mine. I'm not even overreacting. I think it's just a sinus and ear because it's the second or third time my ear's been infected, and I don't know what's causing that. So it's probably best I go to the doctor to see anyway. But again, I stayed home and used the phone or the email. They do email. So
whatever we are talking about right now, we are talking about since last 3 months on IBM TV.
Right.
That is scientifically proved. Whatever the practices we advised that are proved now. That is proved now after coming out of the COVID-19. So when you teach something good practices, then the same practices you also follow and you also got the results. It means, this is well proved. This is not an overreaction.
No, it's not.
So this is how you should keep your body alive, how you should keep your inner strength high, how you should keep your defense system on. When your defense system is on, I don't think any type of the thief can come inside your body and steal anything. Keep your defense system on.
Don't insult your liver. That's what you guys taught me. Keep your
Yeah.
liver healthy. Eat healthy.
Yeah.
I've been following your practices, and because of it, my stomach, the swelling went down. So these are good practices, not for COVID, but also for everything else in life. And I
Yeah.
think, like you said, it's proven. You're a proven example that this lifestyle works. And how are your daughters doing? Are they doing better?
Yeah, yeah, they are good. They are good. They are studying. Online classes are on now because in person they are not going to the schools. But yes, online classes are there. They are studying well.
Yeah, I mean, I
Some
know.
of the
And how is
to the doctor, some of the best people that I've seen that have survived this disease, and it comes back to what Kim was saying with the phone. It seems to me that the people that were reaching out to them in terms of like going out and talking to them, like maybe they couldn't come and visit them, but they were reaching out to them by phone or by email, that they were the ones that had that positive attitude because they were being contacted by folks that were in their lives and everything, and they might not have reached them in coming knocking on the door because doctors are suggesting that they knock on the door because of the danger of getting the COVID, but they were at least being connected, whether that was their ministers or their imams if they were Muslims or whatever, or whether that was their friends or family. That seems to me something that needs to be happening on a more regular basis. That we need to find ways to reach out to our friends, including those friends that might have come down with the COVID disease.
Yes, yes, yes. I mean, at least you should know that you have somebody in the back end who is going to help you.
And we have our friend Ben, who's from the UK. His brother had COVID, and his brother, he said it was very hard on him because he wanted to help his brother, right? And his brother lived alone, and so he tried to do the most he can by calling him and being there. But sometimes it's just as hard on the person who loves you than it is the person who has the disease too. People don't realize the mental state that can happen. So anyway, so we have a lot of things that are great. At least it was a much better experience than you expected. And because Ben told me that was the worst phone call he got in a long time, was to hear that his brother had COVID. He goes, you almost think it's a death sentence, but now, his brother survived. I have a friend whose brother did not go through a good experience. He ended up on the ventilator. So, and we currently, right now, one of our colleagues has COVID. She has 3 kids. So I'm going to share your experience with her. Maybe she can even reach out and talk to you. Look at him eating watermelon. All mine's gone. I ate all mine. I need to go get some more. My garden didn't grow watermelons this year, so I have to go buy them. But
Sure, sure.
I know, but the deer, actually, my garden did grow them. The deer ate them. So the deer likes watermelon plants. they didn't even give it a chance to grow a watermelon. I'm like, the least you could do is let the plant get bigger, then munch down on the plant. But no, they ate the plants when they were babies. But that's something I've noticed with COVID is nature seems to have taken over. I don't know. We haven't changed out here in the country, except the school next door. The kids aren't there anymore, and across the street we have a school. So I guess so nature has come out, and nature thinks it owns everything now. Like
nature has come out positively, very positively.
Yeah,
the air is very fresh now. It's very pure. Yeah.
My concern, though, is that sometimes nature, when it comes out positively, it might come down to what Kim was talking about, like the deer that loves her watermelon too much that it stole the watermelon. And I've got a friend that just grew a garden in an apartment complex, where they've taken like a little patch of land and they're planting sunflower seeds and tomatoes and carrots. I mean, not carrots. They're planting tomatoes, sunflower seeds, and cucumbers. But they were talking about they were doing this, and I think they may have some other vegetables as well. But there's a little rabbit that's nearby. So I'm concerned that the rabbit might decide to steal some of that food that they're planting, because there's a little rabbit that I've also seen in that neighborhood, like maybe less than 100 feet away, if that. So I'm concerned that
Rabbits
rabbit
will
might
eat
decide
your
to raise
garden.
the garden.
Rabbits will eat the garden out. And rabbits have babies, a lot of babies, over and over and over. They will destroy a garden. But we have a guest.
Okay.
Oh, Mama May. Hi. Blessings and welcome, and thank you. I know you're not feeling well today, but thank you for joining us. We missed you. I know Jim's going to be disappointed because he had to leave, but they all wish you well. How are you doing?
I'm fine. It's just that I have like overdone my work in couple of weeks. So my body is now crying out for rest. So I just thought that I'll give it a break sometime.
Well, I don't know if you're aware, but Dr. Saggu just recovered from COVID.
Yeah. We discussed that earlier.
Watermelon. So, and I'm sitting here going, I gotta go get some watermelon. But
That makes two of us. I need some watermelon too. He's making me very jealous with that watermelon. I mean, watermelon in my refrigerator.
You can have some.
Can you deliver some of
Mark,
that
you can have
from
some.
your country over here to Durham, North Carolina? Because I need some of that watermelon right now. I know it's a stereotype, no, being a light-skinned African American, but I'm going to go with the stereotype right now. I need that watermelon and I need some fried chicken. I need both of those right now.
I can eat a whole watermelon in one sitting.
Today it was very tiring day for me. I was just came back from my hospital. I did some surgeries, and directly I'm coming and I'm joining you on the show. I didn't have some time in between. The good experience today, I had a very good experience that I saw one patient that was 8-year-old male, and the blood pressure was on the lower side, 80/50, and he was having appendicitis with ruptured appendix. A lot of pain was there because his COVID test report has not come yet, so nobody was taking him for the surgery. So we took him for the surgery around 5 o'clock in the evening with full PPE, taking as a suspect for the COVID-19. So we did a surgery. We came out. Now the blood pressure is good. Even his kidneys were going bad. Urea was on the higher side, around 80-85. So now he's recovering well after surgery. It's, I think 2 hours after the surgery. The report has also come. COVID has negative. He tested negative for the COVID, and now he will be recovering. So I was just with him the whole day. It was a tiring day. So I just came back, and then I requested Ankit that we will join the show, but we will do the general talk today. So
right.
we cannot have a specific topic here.
What a great story to share. And, you raised a concern of mine is how many people are not getting the treatments they need that are not COVID related because of COVID.
That is why, even the Mark was talking about the people, they are overreacting. Even we are talking about the social stigma. So, this is social stigma. We can say the overreaction of the people that the non-COVID patients, they are suffering. COVID is nothing. COVID is nothing. Beyond COVID, there are a lot of things. They are complicating their things. Even this child was complicating himself. Parents were not taking him to the hospital because they were scared of getting COVID-19 in the hospital. So that is why they complicated this. This was plain appendicitis, and they complicated to the rupture of the appendix, a lot of pus in the abdomen, which we removed today laparoscopically. And we are complicating the things which should not be there. If you have a problem, my message is, if you have a problem, then please go to your healthcare provider. At least talk to him. Get some online consultation. You can do the virtual consultation, and please take care of your illness. It's a COVID time. It doesn't mean that you should be hiding your primary disease and you complicate your primary disease.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about that.
Kill you because I had an attack, and it nearly, they got me to the hospital in time when I was in my I was like 29 years old, and doesn't play that is a very short window of time. Very short window of time.
Yeah.
So thank God that you were there to be able to say that you would take and do the surgery. So thank God you were there. I mean,
Thank you, doctor. That was great.
I want to know, curious though, are they basing decisions of surgery on whether a person has been tested for COVID?
Sorry. Yes, we do surgeries who are tested COVID positive. If the patient needs surgery in emergency, then we do this. Even we have not getting the report. We have not received the report of the COVID-19. Even but that time we suspect the patient as a COVID positive. So we
Gotcha.
take all the we take all the precautions,
All of it.
full PPE. If the patient is COVID negative, then I mean the surgeon, the anesthetist, the assistant to the surgeon, they use the full PPE, but the other cleaners and all, they don't use the full PPE. But if
Right.
the patient is suspected for the COVID-19 and the report has not come yet, not received, and we are doing surgery in emergency, then we keep the patient in isolation room, and directly from the OR we shift immediately to the isolation room. We don't keep the patient in recovery or somewhere else. So the total protocol it changes when there is a report is not available or the patient is COVID positive.
But to come back to Kim's point, which I think she was asking, is are some of the patients that are not having COVID getting knocked down on the list of the surgeries? Like if you come in there and you have, like, say, a heart issue or something like that, are the COVID patients going above those people instead of below them? So is the COVID impacting where you are on the surgery list?
Can it? I didn't
Yeah,
say
yeah,
can it? Can it impact
yeah,
priority?
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
with this, I will take your leave.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
I think
Yeah.
what he was explaining is that even if you have COVID, they still do the surgery. They just take precautions, and I think that
Yes. If
answers
the
the
patient
priority.
if the patient needs surgery, this is our duty to relieve the patient from the problem.
Yeah. Well, congratulations on a good surgery day. I
Yeah,
love
glad you had a great surgery day. I know you've got to go and take care of some more
and go get
patients.
some
So
rest.
appreciate
Go
you,
get
and I
rest.
hope to see you back and everything. Because I'm actually